What's up, friends, and welcome back to the Legacy channel. Wanted to give you guys a quick update, let you know some of the frustrations about being on TRT. I was supposed to get my shot yesterday. It was day 5, but you know what? Sometimes life is so busy, it's just difficult to even make that small little window of appointment when you're going into the clinic and having them do it for you. Depending on how far away or how close that clinic is will determine how much time you have to set up for yourself. And so this is day 6. I was supposed to get my blood work done yesterday. Clearly I have to get it done today. I'm anticipating my testosterone levels to be a little lower since I missed the day. But with that, being said, I'm still looking forward to getting my clinicals and my blood work and getting my shot today. But that is a thing you have to consider, is sometimes you won't be able to stay on that frequent schedule. And I haven't even got 1 year under my belt of being on TRT, and I can already see some of the frustrations. So listening and hearing some of the guys that have been on for decades, maybe even 15 years, and that's a long way. It's just a lifestyle change. It's setting another priority of things you got to do. I can really see that at some point soon, I'm going to have to transition to the at-home kit where I do it myself. And yes, it's going to be more expensive. My insurance won't cover, but that's okay. I'd rather be consistent and have a smooth ride than these ups and downs I've talked about in the past. One of the things also, like as far as, I've mentioned how one of the first things when you get on testosterone replacement therapy that you notice is a cognitive change, because it affects you on a neurological level right away before you see a systemic change, like muscles, fat loss, maybe some facial feature changes, or maybe some puffiness if you're getting too much testosterone because your body is retaining too much water, or maybe the acne or the hair loss. All those things are more the systemic. One of the things you notice right away is more the neurological, the cognitive, the way that you feel, your emotions, what you think about. And so, what was my point? I think what I was trying to say is, as I'm starting to come down, I'm noticing that cognitive change. And when that cognitive change occurs, you start, thinking about things you haven't thought about. Almost like little self-doubt begins to creep in. And I've also really emphasized, that when you're on testosterone and you're at a healthy dose and you're doing it right, you have strength and courage, you have motivation and drive and ambition, and you wake up feeling like momentum is moving you forward. And as you go down, that momentum is not there. But some of those questions you begin to ask yourself are very important because they need an answer, and they need an answer from you. One of the things I wanted to just briefly touch on real quick of one of the questions that came up to me. Here, let me adjust that real quick. Is as I've moved up in my life, and by up, I mean as I started advancing in my career and the kind of money that I'm making, and moving my family across the country from Oregon to Texas. There's a lot of personal growth that needs to happen in a man before he can lead his family that way. There's a lot of self-belief that a man needs to have before spearheading such a transitionary movement when you're married with kids and you're trying to make moves. And as you progress in your career, as you make more money, as you become more successful according to what you make and high value, whatever, you hit that ceiling, and you begin to run into your weaknesses. You begin to run into those things that you should have dealt with, but you never did. Whether you're, and I'm using this as an example, whether you're drinking too much, whether you're smoking, whether you're staying out too late and you haven't disciplined yourself to a routine, whether you're eating too much and you're out of shape and you're overweight and you're unhealthy, whether you're you held on to relationships with people that you knew you should have let go a long time ago because they're negative and they don't believe in your dreams and ambitions. Or maybe you're in a toxic relationship and you should have left this person a long time ago. Whatever your issue is that you should have dealt with a long time ago, when you start pursuing more for yourself in your life, those things you begin to see that are holding you down. They're weights on you. They're weights on your potential, weights on the direction that you're going. And in prayer this morning, I was talking to the Lord about that. And one of the things that he said is he always prepares people before he blesses or progresses people. And so part of that preparation is not just learning and book knowledge and preparation and getting the certificate, you know. Part of that God preparation is us getting rid of distractions out of our life. Before God could take the children of Israel from Egypt to their promised land, they had to get rid of their thinking, the way that they've always done things, the way that they've always relied on the Egyptian system to take care of them. They were in the wilderness on their way to the promise, and they started complaining, wishing that they would go back to their captivity because they didn't have the food that they had. They didn't have the water that they had. They weren't as comfortable as they were, like they were back when things were familiar and they were used to stuff. And that just got me thinking. And that got me helping to be a little introspective and be like, what am I holding on to that I'm not willing to deal with? That's keeping me from continuing to move forward. Because you don't just move forward because you have vision. You don't just move forward because you have money or because you know people. You move forward because you yourself are becoming somebody, something. If you haven't changed in a while, your outlook on stuff, your routine, the things that you do, the things that you don't do, the things you've cut out of your life. You know, I would begin to ask you the question that is where your growth lies, is in you making some of these changes. You have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself the question, what am I unwilling to give up in order to become the man that God has called me to be? And that's a big question, and we don't want to dodge it because the things that we hold on to, we like those things and we don't want to get rid of them. But I'm here today to challenge you. I'm here today to challenge you to say that maybe the reason your life hasn't changed, maybe the reason the blessing hasn't come into your life is because of your unwillingness to get rid of what you know you need to. And so without getting into too many specifics, I just want you to just ask yourself that question and just be honest with yourself. What is it, you know? And is it worth giving up? I've always had this idea, this image that we want what God has for us. And so we put one hand out to be like, okay, God, give it to me. And with the other hand, we're holding the things that we want, and we're holding that hand behind our back, holding on to those things that we want. But yet with the other hand, we extend up to God and we say, okay, God, give me the blessing. Give me what you have for me. And God is there saying, what I have for you takes both hands. And so we must be willing to release the things that we are trying to hold on to that God never meant for us to have. We need to let go of them so that we may present both hands to the Lord and have Him pour onto us a blessing that is so large, that is so good, that there won't be enough room to contain it all, because what He gives overflows and blesses those around us just as much as it does us. So let me just encourage you today that it's worth giving up. Whatever it is that you're trying to hold on to, whatever it is that you think brings you so much joy and so much value, but keeps you from the things that God has for you, from the real things that you know that your life is supposed to manifest for God, for your family, for the ones you love, it's worth it. It's worth it. Let me pray for you. And this is a new one. I'm just getting this on the spot for you guys. Just been spending some honest time with God, and I just want that part of my life. I just want to share it with you guys. But let me pray for you if you're dealing with this. Father God, I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but I just pray that you would give them the courage and the boldness and the faith to let go of the things in their lives that's hurting them, that's keeping them from you, that's keeping them from entering the promised land that you have for them. I pray that your grace right now would strengthen and comfort them and put them at ease, God, that they would rise up a new person and that they would see themselves the way that you do, that they would no longer require, Lord, the worldly satisfaction of the things that's making them weak, but that with both hands they would reach up and receive everything that you have for them. May your peace, May your joy and your comfort surround that person right now. And may you hold their heart up, Father, in strength and in newness of life as you breathe, Father, upon them. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. You know, if you prayed that with me, or if you receive that, I just believe that God is going to do an amazing thing in your life. I know this is a journey documenting my TRT journey, but a lot of that TRT journey is just me introducing myself again to myself. As we learn who we are, we have to be like I like being alone because I enjoy my company. Like, I enjoy who I am. And so I just wanted to share that part of myself with you. And I hope you guys found some value in it. I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, I'll share my lab results with you. Take care.